If I ask you a very simple question, what makes United States the most powerful country on the planet and what makes it one of the richest country on the planet? What would be your answer? Well, the answer is the US dollar. This simple answer raises a lot of questions, and in this video I will unpack the answers to those questions in a very simplified language. Number 1. How the dollar brings wealth and power to the United States. Second, what is de-dollarization? Third, why are countries trying to move away from the dollar? My name is Kanak and welcome back to my channel. I've been working in the finance industry as a data scientist here in the US, and subscribe to my channel for interesting content from the world of finance, investing and economics. So let's get started by answering the first question. How does dollar bring wealth to the United States? In 1944, after the World War II, the major European economies were completely destroyed, and US was the only economy that was strong and stable. So, a group of 44 allied countries decided to use the US dollar as a global reserve currency, which means countries around the globe will store their foreign exchange reserve in the US dollar. Foreign exchange reserve is the money that central banks of countries around the globe hold in foreign currency and use it for trading purposes. Now, for India to buy oil from Saudi Arabia, it has to make the payments in US dollar. Now, for India to earn the US dollar, it has to sell goods and services to the United States in order to earn those US dollar. So in this equation, India transferred goods and services to the United States in return for a printed currency. And not only India, but all the countries around the globe use US dollar to make the payments for their imports. Due to this, the demand for dollar increases and its relative purchasing power also increases, which makes the US dollar the currency with the highest purchasing power and thus makes United States one of the wealthiest countries on the planet. Now let us talk about the second question. How does dollar bring power to the United States? As of 2023, countries such as Japan, China, Germany and India held almost $6.5 trillion of foreign exchange reserves in the US dollar. And the way these countries hold foreign exchange reserve is by buying the US government bond, and the US government has the control over these bonds. In case of any geopolitical tension between these countries and the United States, the US could freeze the bonds. Recently, when Russia invaded Ukraine, United States froze more than $300 billion worth of foreign exchange reserves of Russia. This news sent shockwaves across the globe and highlighted the point that in case of geopolitical tension, the United States could freeze the foreign exchange reserves of any of these countries. And this is why the US dollar brings power to the United States. So the next question is, what is de-dollarization? De-dollarization is an effort by countries such as China, Russia, India, Turkey, and so on to move away from the dependence on the US dollar for trading and their foreign exchange reserves. The de-dollarization efforts include launching of alternative currency, diversifying away from the dollar into assets such as gold, trading in local currencies instead of US dollar, and diversifying the foreign exchange reserves into other currencies such as Canadian dollars, Australian dollars, renminbi, and so on. All of these efforts from different countries to move away from their dependence on the US dollar is called de-dollarization. Now the question is, why do countries want de-dollarization? There are three primary reasons for de-dollarization. The number one reason is to maintain geopolitical freedom. When countries are heavily reliant on US dollar for trading and foreign exchange reserve purposes, they become vulnerable to the United States. And in case of any conflict with the US, United States can freeze their foreign exchange reserve assets. So to maintain their geopolitical freedom, countries want to move away from the dollar. The second biggest reason for de-dollarization is to retain the wealth locally. When countries buy US dollar for trading and foreign exchange reserve purposes, the demand for dollar increases and its relative purchasing power increases, which results in flow of wealth from foreign countries into the United States. However, when countries trade in their local currencies, the demand for their local currency increases and its relative purchasing power increases, and thus that retains the wealth within their local economies. The third and very important reason for de-dollarization is lack of trust in the US financial system. On numerous occasions, United States has printed dollar to fund its war and also during COVID-19 pandemic. This has caused dollar inflation and reduced the value of the dollar. Now, countries that are holding foreign exchange reserve in the dollar had to bear the cost of dollar inflation. So in order to protect their foreign exchange reserves from devaluation of the dollar, countries such as China, Russia, Germany, India, and so on are trying to move away from dollar as a foreign exchange reserve. I hope you found this video insightful. For more such content, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.